and I think he is the person to take on Obama in November, and I don't think any of the other three have a chance of beating him.
He's all about job creation, something we need, about energy independence, sorry, and it was quite an experience.
The fact that how much we are in debt and how our country is just falling worse into debt, and he has a plan to fix that, so I was very impressed by that.
Coming up later in our show, we'll explain why Michigan is a make it or break it state for Mitt Romney. Before Romney met with his supporters, Michelle, you had a chance to sit down with the former governor one-on-one.
I did, and no question was off the table. How are you?
I'm great, thanks. And you?
Good. Welcome to Idaho.
Thank you. Good to be back.
So to jump right in, the Pew Research Center released a poll this week showing that Rick Santorum is leading you when it comes to conservatives, Tea Partiers, and evangelicals. Why is it that it seems you can't meet up with those mass groups of the party?
I'm really delighted that over the last couple of months, I've gotten great support with conservatives across the country. Won the primary in New Hampshire among conservatives, one in Florida, big state, among conservatives, one in Nevada among conservatives. But I know that from time to time polls have different people that have come up and down.
Could you win the nomination without one of those three groups that I mentioned, conservatives, evangelicals, or Tea Partiers?
Well, I've got great support with conservatives, and in the races I've won in Florida, Nevada, and New Hampshire, I won among conservatives. So of course you have to have conservative support. By the way, I am the fiscal conservative in this race. Rick Santorum is not a fiscal conservative. He voted to raise the debt ceiling 5 different times. During his time in office, government grew by 80%. When I was governor, I balanced the budget every year. Didn't add massive deficits. I didn't have to raise the debt ceiling like Rick Santorum did. So we're talking about a very different construct than I think some people have. If you want a fiscal conservative leading the country to cut down on deficits, I'm the guy that people will support.
Let's talk about evangelicals a little bit. What's your response to the fact that some evangelicals believe that Mormons are not Christians?
You know, I'm not going to get into questions of theology. People can look at differences among different religions as they will, but what I know about this country is that we respect religious diversity. By and large, we don't choose candidates based upon their religion. We choose candidates based upon their vision for getting America working again.
How important is it to win Idaho, then, to get those delegates?
Well, I'd love to get a big send-off from Idaho. Idaho's got a lot of delegates, and if I could get a big chunk of those, or even all of those, that would be great news.
Coming up tonight at 10 o'clock, much more of my one-on-one interview with Mitt Romney. We're going to talk about his view of politics and contraception and what he says China is doing to America.
GOP dark horse Ron Paul is making a whirlwind campaign tour across the Northwest, including 3 stops here in Idaho. He was in Moscow today and will be trying to fill CenturyLink Arena tomorrow. Yesterday, at a campaign stop in Twin Falls, Paul talked about why he believes he garners so many supporters here in the Gem State.
I think people generally in the West are more like that than, say, some of the very large cities in the far East, in the East. But I think Idaho's always been that way. I think they're a very independent spirit here and self-reliance. I think it's cultural as well as political.
Ron Paul will be speaking to fans and followers tomorrow afternoon at CenturyLink Arena in downtown Boise. The doors open at 11:30, the address an hour later. The event is free.
Alcohol was probably a factor in a deadly early morning crash. Police say Joel Roach was thrown from his Jeep when he lost control and slammed head-on into a semi. That crash happened about 4:30 this morning on Highway 45 south of Nampa. The passenger in the Jeep went to the hospital but was released. Roach was not wearing a seatbelt.
They pitched camp almost 4 months ago, and pending the governor's signature, it may be time to pack up and head back to real life. The Idaho House votes to evict the Occupy Boise movement. That bill now rests awaiting a signature on the governor's desk. Occupiers say this is coming and don't plan to give up.
They've really been pushing to get us out of here for a long time, and they capitalized on the fact that a lot of people were out doing things today and took their opportunity to push that through. But we are growing in strength, not depleting, and things are always darkest before the dawn.
Johnson promised Occupy Boise would evolve and survive. He said he couldn't get into details, but what he called Phase 2 would begin shortly.
Now, Chief Meteorologist Scott Dorval with your precision forecast. Boy, it really turned out to be a nice afternoon. A lot of sunshine out there, or I should say the middle part of the day. The clouds have been rolling in this afternoon. We're mostly cloudy right now, and it looks like we've got a decent-sized system coming in overnight tonight, so some big changes coming for the upcoming weekend. Take a look at your current conditions. We're sitting at 51 degrees. I'll tell you what, that is right on the top edge of my 3-degree guarantee, and so it looks like we'll continue to see mild temperatures this evening, and then we'll start to cool back down overnight tonight, and we'll get some rain starting tonight. Then it will turn over to snow during the day tomorrow, so keep that in mind. We're going to see some snow flurries. It's not going to be a snowy day tomorrow, but we'll have most everything happening early in the morning. Magic Valley, it'll go till the middle part of the day, early afternoon, and then in the Treasure Valley we'll get some sunshine mixed in as well, but some snow showers likely. But it's still at 51 right now. It is mild. Breezes are fairly light. Winds west at 7 miles per hour. Here are the high temperatures: 51 in Boise and in Ontario, 52 in Mountain Home, 47 in Twin. Fairly light winds. Nice afternoon indeed. 37 in McCall and Stanley at 37 as well. But we're going to see snow flying in the mountains, generally between 1 to 3 inches in the valleys, in those higher elevations, those elevated valleys like Long Valley. And then we're talking 3 to 6 inches in the west central mountain ski areas, and to the east here we could even see the same 2 to 4, 3 to 6 inches around Stanley, Sun Valley as well. So the basic situation we have is a storm system to the north and west and precipitation blasting in, and that's going to bring that precipitation in the form of rain in the valley first and then turning back over to snow. So we're going to keep a close eye on that. You can see the cloud cover advancing with these mild temperatures. Leading edge of the cloud cover now towards east of Mountain Home, heading towards the Magic Valley. Magic Valley, you still got those clear skies out there. Cloud cover will thicken, and the precipitation is not that far behind it as well. You'll notice here, right on the edge of your screen, rain falling now in Seattle and Portland, Salem. That moisture is tracking on in, so it'll be a rapid change from increasing clouds to precipitation falling. Baker County, northeast Oregon, going to see snow later this evening, and it'll move into the west central mountains more towards midnight. So we're talking about a good-sized system coming in. This is a classic comma shape to the storm system. You see it right in here, this wraparound. So we don't have the main core of the storm. That's going to go to the north, but this frontal system will move through. Typically, these are fairly quick moving. They don't give us a lot of precipitation. That'll be the case. However, the front that's associated with this will stall a little bit as it gets to the east of Boise, and that will keep the east central mountains, the Magic Valley, eastern portions of Owyhee County. You're going to have some good snow flying during the day. So let's take a look at the clouds of precipitation as it tracks on through. That's the moisture with the blue showing up as snow. Here is Sunday right here. More snow showers likely as we move through the day, and then we'll start to clear things out as we head back towards the day on Monday. But I want to show you what's going to happen as far as the timing of this precipitation. There's the precipitation moving in. This is 5 o'clock in the morning. This is when it'll really be coming down. From McCall to Boise, Bogus Basin, this is where the heavier snow will be falling, and Boise will be turning over from rain showers to snow showers as it slides on off to the east. But midday Saturday, we're going to break into some sunshine, and we'll just get maybe a couple flurries. So it's not going to be a stormy day tomorrow. It's all going to happen right around or just before sunrise, then flurries later on. Sunday morning, we may get more snow showers that could cause some slick conditions to form. So keep that in mind, and we're going to clear things out a little bit later in the day. So the snowfall forecast, there it is. Most of the snow in the west central mountains and out towards Stanley and Sun Valley. In the Treasure Valley, an inch of snow, maybe 2 in some locations as all that moisture tracks on in from the west. So my forecast of the Treasure Valley calls for temperatures in the mid-40s tomorrow with flurries around. Early morning snow, an inch or 2 is possible, especially Boise eastward towards the Mountain Home area. Again, watch out for the possibility of slick roads there, but temperatures should be above freezing. 1 to 4 inches in Long Valley with higher amounts in the ski areas tomorrow, and a weather advisory in effect of the east central mountains as we get snow flying. 2 to 5 inches possible, Stanley, Sun Valley. The Magic Valley, you've got a chance for a couple of inches of snow, maybe even a little bit more, certainly in some of the higher elevations south of Twin Falls. The extended forecast calls for temperatures, well, they're going to start to warm up, but boy, a blustery, chilly weekend. Remember, most of the precipitation will fall overnight tonight till about 7 or 8 o'clock in the morning. It'll be snowy in the morning, then it'll break up, and then just a few flurries during the weekend.
So watch the roads if you're getting up early to go skiing.
Yes, definitely.
Okay. All right, thanks, Scott. Okay.
Next on today's Channel 6 News, live at 5, a rule pitting the feds against local government could put your safety in jeopardy.
And back to politics. Michigan is now the center of the political universe. Still ahead, why many say if Mitt Romney cannot pull out a win, Republicans may have to rethink their strategy.
Extended weather is brought to you by Larry H. Miller, Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram, Boise.
Everyone's got an opinion.
I hate people that don't take care of their lawns.
Not everyone wants to hear it.
People are such slobs. Disgusting.
Don Nelson does.
I am sick of this constant road work.
Your thoughts, your words, your rant. Call 381-6666 or click the rant at KIVI-TV.com.
I hate it when people take the last cup of coffee.
The Rant with Don Nelson. Weeknights live at 10 on today's Channel 6.
Wondering what to do with those coins? Gold and silver jewelry? Pocket watches? Sterling silver? Diamonds? Bring them in to Idaho Gold and Silver at 6807 Fairview Boulevard across the street from Banner Bank, or our Nampa location, 909 Caldwell Boulevard across from Grover's, where you can turn this into this. Idaho Gold and Silver, fair prices and friendly service. Call or come in today.
See how the Champion difference can make a difference in your home.
Right now, save $150 on each window, 20% on siding, and $2,000 on a new Champion patio room. Get to the Champion showroom on Lanark Street in Meridian behind R.C. Willie's.
Sizzler is bringing back our famous steak and endless salad bar for only $9.99. For a limited time, get our mouth-watering 6-ounce steak and fresh salad, soups, fruit, dessert, and tostada bar for only $9.99. With over 50 items at this quality, you really can't do this at home. Sizzler, healthy for you and your wallet.
It's that time again for Brundage Mountain's early bird season pass sale. And this year we've got a really cool deal. Next year's season pass at last year's price. You'll save up to $200, but these savings are only good until March 4th. So visit Brundage.com right now to get your best deal. Brundage Mountain. The best snow in Idaho, no matter what year it is.
Today's Channel 6 News live at 5 continues.
The next story is a David and Goliath of sorts, the Environmental Protection Agency versus the city of Nampa.
All over a mandated storm drainage improvement system that will cost close to $2 million. Jennifer Oz live in the studio with more.
Don, Michelle, the Nampa City Council is looking for a way to fill a budget hole of more than $1.6 million to cover stormwater costs. For now, city leaders have found a temporary solution that the Nampa Police and Fire Departments aren't too happy about. The Nampa City Council is faced with a dilemma. The Environmental Protection Agency is requiring changes to the storm drainage system.
There are 6 requirements of the EPA permit that we're required to do that we were not doing previously, as far as the monitoring aspects and the cataloging of all the outfalls of pipes that go into the various ditches and creeks in the town.
That storm drainage system, if carried out, will cost the city $1.6 million. Originally, the city council tried to charge a fee to the citizens. That did not go over well.
Concerning folks who were getting a bill for stormwater, and yet their property did not drain into the stormwater system.
So the city repealed the storm drainage fee, but still the money has to come from somewhere. The hardest decision to help pay the costs was to put a hiring freeze on 7 positions in the Nampa Police Department and 2 in the Fire Department.
The most disappointing thing is that there was not even an opportunity for us to, give them information about the potential downsides of that decision, being fewer of us around to respond to emergencies.
But Mayor Dale says the city can't take EPA requirements lightly.
Incur penalties that include fines and even imprisonment if we willfully disregard the requirements of the permit.
And the difficult question is where to get the stormwater funds next year for all the years to come. The Nampa mayor says the city council will start discussions on that in May. Live in the studio, Jennifer Ott, today's Channel 6 News.
There are new signs America's sluggish economy could be on the rebound. Up next, from Wall Street to Main Street and even in the Motor City, things are looking up. You're watching today's Channel 6 News live at 5.
I found something.
I found something.
Find your something at the Treasure Valley Flea Market, Saturday 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. and Sunday 10 to 4 at Expo, Idaho. Admission is only $2.
I found something.
At CenturyLink, we're your link to more for less. And to prove it, we're offering super fast, high-speed internet for just $19.95 per month. And the best part is, that monthly price won't change for 5 years. So we decided to put it to the test. didn't even budge. Call now and get up to 12 meg high-speed internet for just $19.95 a month for 5 years. CenturyLink's got it. Cable doesn't. Is that all you got?
Now from Cable One, get a great deal on 3 great services. Only $25 a month each when you take all 3. This is a limited time offer, so call now. For as little as $25 a month, get access to over 100 channels for all the best shows on cable. Add an HD receiver and get free HD programming. Our super fast high-speed internet. Now only $25 a month. It's our fastest internet ever with speeds up to 50 megs. And our home phone service, which includes unlimited long-distance calling, is just $25 a month with free voicemail and free caller ID. 3 great services for as little as $25 a month each when you take all 3. And installation is free, but you must act now. It's your chance to save big with a great deal from Cable One. 3 great services for as little as $25 a month each when you order all 3 and qualify for free installation. Call 1-855-CABLE-1 today.
I found something.
I found something.
Come discover something at the Treasure Valley Flea Market, Saturday 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. and Sunday 10 to 4 at Expo, Idaho. Admission is only $2.
I found something.
Your local Ford store invites you to log on to takeatestdrive.com today. Ford, drive one.
There is increasing optimism that the economic recovery is taking hold. The Dow Jones inched closer to that 13,000 mark today, a milestone not seen since May 2008. Economic activity rose in January for the 4th straight month, another indication the economy is gaining strength. And there is more good news on the jobs front as well, with the number of Americans filing for unemployment benefits last week at a 4-year low. On Thursday, GM announced that they took in more than $7 billion in profit in 2011. That's the biggest year in their 103-year history. Nearly 50,000 blue-collar workers will get a $7,000 bonus.
Save. I got a family that I'm trying to support, so I'll be saving some of it.
I'm going to try and hide it from my kids. And I don't know, I just think about investing in.
The success comes just 2 years, of course, after GM emerged from bankruptcy, that with the help of billions in taxpayer cash. They are still warning signs for the U.S. economy, though, including the European debt crisis and gas prices, which have been creeping up for weeks.
It is no secret now that Rick Santorum is challenging Mitt Romney in his home state and nationally for the Republican presidential nomination. The former Pennsylvania senator is surging in national polls and edging ahead of his rival in Michigan, where Romney grew up and where his father was governor. The Michigan primary is on February 28th, and a Santorum win there could completely upend the GOP contest. As Santorum rises, he is changing some minds in the party establishment. A one-time backer of Romney, Ohio Attorney General and former Ohio Senator Mike DeWine said that he is switching his endorsement from Romney to Santorum.
And at some point we look up, and there's one candidate who rises above the rest. One candidate we begin to see as a president. One candidate who truly connects with the American people. Rick Santorum is that candidate.
One prominent Republican senator told ABC News today that if Romney cannot win Michigan, we need a new candidate.
Keeping your heart healthy. Up next, why now more than ever you should be paying attention to your cholesterol count.
Thank you for watching today's Channel 6.
More people choose Ashley Furniture Home Store.
Ashley makes great furniture.
And they make it affordable.
When Ashley Furniture Home Store, the #1 name in furniture, holds its President's Day event, you want to be there. Get this sofa for an amazing $349, this queen bed for an unbelievable $249, or this 5-piece dining set for an incredible $399. Plus, up to 48 months, no interest. Store-wide, nothing's held back. The President's Day event at Franklin Road in Meridian, 1 block east of Eagle Road.
You've got to see Stampede
basketball. Tickets are selling fast for tonight's above-the-rim action as your Stampede battle it out for another win at 7 p.m. at CenturyLink Arena. You want family fun that's affordable? Then you've got to see Stampede Basketball, the best basketball in Idaho, with tickets starting as low as $7. Reserve your seats today. Call 331-TIXS or go online at idahostampede.com. You've got to see Stampede Basketball.
Variety Rock 105.1.
I wonder what's on my other hand. A different kind of music. What variety?
Variety Rock 105.1. Everything you want, nothing you don't.
Ooh, it could even have access to this kind of variety.
Always another great rock song. Variety Rock 105.1.
That's who.
It's the first really big sale of the year at Dan Wiebold Ford. The President's Sale is on now at Idaho's #1 volume Ford dealer. Plus, it's truck month at Dan's place, so this means even more savings, like this killer deal on a new 2011 Ford F-150. Interest as low as 0% for up to 60 months, plus rebates up to $3,500. You'll say wow when you see Dan's selection. More good news. No charge lifetime oil service with your new Ford or pre-owned over $10,000. Now through Monday only at Dan Wiebold Ford, Idaho Center Auto Mall, Nampa.
Find your place to explore.
This is cool.
Indulge.
Yum, delicious, great for dinner.
Save.
You could make all three for less than $4
on the Live Well Network.
Find the Live Well Network on cable channel 13 and over the air on digital channel 9.2.
February, of course, is Heart Health Month, and the best ways to keep your ticker ticking is to watch what you eat, of course, and keep your weight down.
But you also need to keep an eye on your cholesterol, which is a major contributor to heart disease. John Lisk has details in today's Health.
Every body needs cholesterol, that wax-like substance found in the blood. It keeps cells healthy. But knowing the difference between bad and good cholesterol is an important way to keep your heart healthy.
It's one of the risk factors that we can really make a significant impact upon to reduce the number of people who are having heart attacks and dying with heart disease in this country.
So know your numbers. For women, the HDL, or good cholesterol level, should be at 50 or higher. For men, 40 and above. The ideal LDL, or bad cholesterol, is 100 or lower for both men and women.
If that number is over 130, you really need to talk to your doctor about whether you should be treated.
Too much bad cholesterol can clog the veins, which can lead to a heart attack, so stay away from fatty foods. They are loaded with bad cholesterol.
Stay away from the saturated fats. Those are the ones that are associated with, they're solid fats with meat, red meats, butter, margarine, the trans fats that you find in some of the baked goods, and increase your unsaturated fats, olive oil, nuts, avocado is wonderful.
And move. Studies show that even 30 minutes of moderate walking each day can help keep your good cholesterol up and your bad cholesterol down. For today's Health Minute, I'm John Lisk.
Here's a live look at Boise from the Ford Dealers Tower Cam. The weather expert, meteorologist Scott Dorval, back in next with your weekend forecast.
Looking to save some big money? Then head to Champion right now.
Now's the time to make your home more attractive, more efficient, more of what you've always wanted it to be with Champion. Get to Champion's President's Day sale this Saturday, Sunday, and Monday and save $150 on each window, 20% on siding, and $2,000 on a new Champion patio room. Bring in your measurements and save an extra 5%. Don't miss the Champion President's Day sale at the Champion Showroom on Lanark Street in Meridian behind RC Willie's.
These savings won't last forever, so get to Champion today.
Bi-Mart's just right for extra membership savings. Check the latest insert for even more ways to save this week. Enjoy great savings on a healthy snack. Find Blue Diamond almonds in the 1-pound value pouch for only $4.99. You'll save $2. Save on Folgers ground coffee in the 33-ounce size. With extra membership savings, it's just $8.88. Stock up and save on quilted northern bath tissue. Get 12 double rolls for just $6.48 a package. Save now through February 22nd at Bi-Mart. Just right for extra membership savings.
This President's Day, come into RC Willie where you'll find out you don't have to live in the White House to have a great house.
If you've waited to buy anything for your home, the wait is over. During our President's Day sale, take advantage of incredible savings in every department. Save now on major appliances. Dishwashers from $1.99 and family-size refrigerators are as low as $2.99. Name brand appliances are in stock for immediate delivery. During one of our biggest sales of the year, you won't believe the savings you'll find on HD TVs, home theater systems, Blu-ray players, tablets, and more. Enjoy savings on top electronic brands, including Samsung, LG, Sony, Panasonic, and Sharp. Plus, get an RC Willey gift card worth up to $100 with many TV purchases. With any new qualifying purchase, get this compact DVD home theater system for $9.99. Don't miss store-wide savings during our President's Day sale.
RC Willey, your home, your way.
Sail into Arby's for the $4 fish event and get 2 fish sandwiches for $4 or a fish combo for just $4. Light and flaky fish fillet topped with tartar sauce and crisp lettuce. Prepared fresh when you order. Arby's, it's good mood food.
Okay, there's my precision extended forecast the upcoming weekend. We've got precipitation coming in after midnight tonight, more like 2, 3 o'clock in the morning, and then it will start as rain, turn over to snow around 6 or 7 o'clock in the morning in the Boise area, and we could get enough to coat the ground. Temperature should be above freezing, roads should be okay, but Sunday morning, roads could get slick.
Okay, we're going to stay tuned.
All right, see you at 6.
Closed captioning on today's Channel 6 News is brought to you by More Furniture for Less.
I make cars run great. Mako makes them look great.
A decent paint job costs too much.
Not so. Mako does amazing work. Now look good for less.
Mako's most popular paint service is now half price, now only $249. Don't miss our half price paint sale.
Luxurious fabrics, distinctive details, famous designers. Right now it's buy one, get one free on suits and most everything else in the store. Buy one, get one free. You're gonna like the way you look. I guarantee it.
Variety Rock 105.1.
We have so much music, if you were to fold our music in a row, it would reach the moon.
Always another great rock song.
Our radio station plays more variety than a burrito filled with everything in a hardware store.
Variety Rock 105.1. Always another great rock song.
And also stuff from a toy store for variety.
So this is my Honda Civic, but not as much fun to drive as I thought it would be.
People are selling their old rides, looking for something new.
Wow, check this out, you guys.
They are having way too much fun without me.
I need better gas mileage.
So up to 40 on the highway.
The My Ford Touch just set the temperature.
She listened.
She did listen.
Now lease a Focus SE for $199 a month or get up to $2,000 cash back. See your local Ford stores today.
Out with the old, in with the new. We're the new.
During our President's event, save on complete living rooms, like the Harrelson Power Reclining Leather Sofa, with 2 power recliners on sale for just $7.99. Check out complete bedrooms like the Providence, including queen canopy bed, dresser, and mirror, on sale for only $9.99. And get great dining rooms to fit any size room, like the Vineyard counter height table and 8 chairs, on sale for just $9.99. More selection, more value, and it's happening now during our President's event at More Furniture for Less.
Soft 100% cotton, unbreakable buttons, non-iron for easy care. Right now it's buy one, get one free on dress shirts and most everything else in the store. Buy one, get one free. You're gonna like the way you look, I guarantee it.
FBI arrests a man accused of plotting to set up a suicide vest inside the U.S. Capitol. Tipping point? Signs of life for the American economy and jobs. Tonight, we call in the Truth Squad. Is it finally time to exhale? Diet Drug, the new pill that will help you lose weight. Going from this to this? But are the side effects, memory loss, suicidal thoughts, worth it? And the 4th grade fighters. How Dr. Seuss gave these 4th graders the courage to take on Hollywood and win.
From ABC News, this is ABC World News with Diane Sawyer.
Good evening. There was an arrest near the U.S. Capitol today. A man wearing what he believed was a suicide vest. He was on a mission to kill Americans, and he thought his contacts were al-Qaeda, when in fact they were FBI agents tracking him. Tonight he is charged with attempting to use a weapon of mass destruction. So who is he and who was working with him? ABC senior justice correspondent Pierre Thomas has been on this story all day for us.
It was a plot with deadly intentions, a suicide bombing targeting the U.S. Capitol, where Congress does its work and thousands visit every day. According to the FBI, 29-year-old Amin El Khalifi, a Moroccan national, wanted to kill as many tourists and government employees as he could.
The suspect was arrested here, only 2 blocks from the U.S. Capitol. He parked his van. Undercover agents posing as al-Qaeda terrorists gave him an automatic weapon and what he thought was a suicide explosives vest. Then the FBI pounced.
The FBI took him into custody and seized Khalifi's van from the parking garage. This afternoon, they searched a home in suburban Virginia, where Khalifi had met with undercover agents.
It's scary. It makes you not want to trust people.
The government's charges say Khalifi was angry because he thought the U.S. war on terrorism was really a war on Muslims. He also considered targeting restaurants, U.S. military offices, and a synagogue. Eventually, he settled on today's suicide bombing attack on the U.S. Capitol. But it was all a sting. The FBI had been tipped off by an associate. Agents supplied Khalifi with a vest full of harmless, inert materials. The gun was rigged not to work. Sources tell ABC News the case is a sobering reminder there is a pool of disaffected people right here in the U.S. who, with little prompting, are willing to kill. So-called lone wolves, often radicalized on the internet.
Even if al-Qaeda in Pakistan and Afghanistan are destroyed, there's still a group of people in the United States who spontaneously can become terrorists without any real communications connection to al-Qaeda.
The FBI has arrested more than 50 suspected radicals in the U.S. in the last 3 years.
How serious was the plot? Diane, the FBI says the suspect went to a West Virginia quarry and blew up a real bomb to get a sense of how destructive his suicide vest would be. After it detonated, he allegedly wanted a bigger explosion.
Well, Pierre, keep wondering all the time how many more of these can they continue to catch. Are they sure he didn't have other allies here, other ties?
There are other people that they've looked at, but right now they believe this was contained to him. But again, his entire background is being looked at.
Okay, Pierre Thomas, who will stay on this case. And tonight, the stock market continued to make its way toward the 13,000 mark. It hasn't been this high in nearly 4 years. Add to that the rally from General Motors and the plunging jobless numbers, all signals that the economy seems to be rumbling back to life. ABC's Bianca Goladriga gathered together a brain trust of recession experts to ask, can we exhale? Is this the comeback everyone's been waiting for?
What you're hearing is the sound of a comeback. Relief on the faces of Wall Street traders as stocks today hit their highest point since before the start of the Great Recession.
You know, it is getting exciting. Psychologically, that's going to be important for a lot of people.
The good news isn't just on Wall Street. All week long, real signs the economy may finally be turning around. Jobless claims down. The number of Americans filing for unemployment benefits now at a 4-year low. Car sales up 28% at just this one dealership.
I'd say 6 months to a year, it's just a much better feeling.
People like the Ludlows are spending money again.
Yeah, we're very excited. We're very excited to have it. Our kids are excited. It's got the DVD player and, they're excited to get the new van.
And that's affected manufacturing, posting new gains in a week that saw General Motors roaring back from the dead, announcing record profits and handing out $7,000 bonus checks to union workers, who told ABC's David Muir they couldn't be happier.
If I could jump and touch the sky, I would.
I think people forgot what it's like to feel good about the economy. Should they be starting to feel good right now, or is it a bit too early?
I think people should be feeling better. The trend lines are all moving in the right direction.
And he's not the only one who thinks so. We asked our World News Recovery panel, 10 of the nation's top economic minds, is this the light at the end of the tunnel? Is this a real recovery? 7 out of 10 said yes, one saying the economy is building good broad-based momentum. Still, we've seen glimpses of a recovery before. And after the roller coaster we've been on these past few years, caution is the word of the day.
I don't think anyone's going to feel great until we've dug ourselves out of this hole, and that's going to take, even under an optimistic scenario, several years.
And again, Bianca, hello. And you were saying to me today that gas prices are the thing to watch right now.
That's right. Our panel of experts said if there's one thing that could be a recovery killer, it's high gas prices. I want to show you a picture that we saw from Southern California at a gas station. See that $3.99 approaching $4 a gallon. That really affects consumer behavior, and that's not what you want to see when consumers are just starting to spend more money.
Does it endanger the economy just to have it go up once, or does that have to be sustained?
It's sustained, yes. Some are projecting that we could see $5 by the summer. summer. That is a big problem, so we need to look out for that. Right now, it's not really affecting consumer behavior, but of course, that could change any day.
Like Tim saying, feel better.
Yeah.
Thank you, Brianna. And now to politics. In a rare show of agreement in Washington today, Democrats and a lot of Republicans put aside their differences to vote for tax cuts for 160 million Americans, considered by many a triumph for President Obama. How much additional cash for working Americans? ABC's Jake Tapper explains tonight. Jake.
Good evening, Diane. Well, the president's advisors say not only will this be good for the economy, it is a political win for President Obama.
Congress today passed a bill to extend the payroll tax cut.
The yeas are 293, the nays are 132. The conference report is adopted.
After the president signs the bill, 160 million Americans will receive an average $1,000 in tax cuts over the rest of the year. And unemployment insurance will be extended.
I'm going to sign this bill right away when I get back home.
Visiting a Boeing plant in Washington state this afternoon, the president took something of a victory lap.
This middle-class tax cut's something I proposed in my jobs bill back in September. And because you kept the pressure on Congress, because you reminded people what it means to have 40 bucks taken out of your paycheck every week, it got done. This is a big deal.
Not quite a big deal, the president's poll numbers. But they have improved a bit from 2 months ago when Republican pundits were predicting his political demise.
He'd lose the election by a significant margin if the battleground states were to vote today.
With signs of life in the economy, 50% of the American people now say President Obama deserves re-election. That's better than Bill Clinton at the start of his re-election year and George W. Bush a month before he won a second term in 2004. And Diane, this afternoon, the White House upped the political ante, saying that there will be 2 million new jobs created this year if President Obama's policies are adopted. Of course, those policies include tax increases on wealthier Americans, which Republicans on Capitol Hill call job killers. Diane?
All right, Jake, thanks. And on the topic of that bill, an update tonight, a big one from ABC's Chris Cuomo, who got action. You may remember last November he told us about an outrage, lavish pensions for members of Congress, in some cases more than $50,000 a year for life, while so many others, including some military families, get so much less. You may remember that Chris pursued some of the congressmen blocking reform, including a committee chairman. Listen.
There's no hearing scheduled on these bills, right?
No, there isn't at this time.
But that's how you get it rolling, though.
And after that, he pressed the issue with another powerful member of Congress.
You are the guy who can get this ball rolling. It's in your committee. You got to do it.
We will do it.
But it hasn't happened.
It has not been the #1 priority right now.
Well, that pressure worked. Today, it happened. Tucked inside the payroll tax extension Jake just told us about, legislation that reins in pensions for new congressmen. Their pensions will now be on par with what other federal employees earn. And tonight, the two-fisted governor from New Jersey, Chris Christie, finding himself in the spotlight in one of the most highly charged social issues of our day, gay marriage. Tonight, a bill legalizing same-sex marriage approved by the New Jersey legislature has been vetoed by Christie, who is saying to his critics, as only he can, he will play this chess game to the finish. ABC's Dan Harris explains.
He is one of America's most compelling political figures, wrestling with one of America's most contentious political issues.
You've got to be able to call BS. Let me tell you.
In his own inimitable and sometimes unrepeatable style.
You have numbnuts like...
Tonight, after the New Jersey legislature just voted to legalize gay marriage, Governor Chris Christie has single-handedly blocked it.
I believe that the institution of marriage, as is traditionally known, is between one man and one woman, and that it should stay that way in New Jersey.
But he has offered an alternative to put the issue on the ballot.
Whether or not to redefine hundreds of years of societal and religious traditions should not be decided by 121 people in the State House in Trenton.
Many call that a brilliant political play. Christie would not completely stand in the way of gay marriage, but he would also avoid alienating conservative voters in the rest of America, whose support he may need if he runs for president someday, or, as many have predicted, for vice president this fall. But critics say in America, we don't put minority rights up to majority vote.
And it's un-American, and I think it's arrogant
And he may not mean to be arrogant about it, but in his effort to be politically expedient and his effort to preserve his political options, he's coming off as very arrogant.
Gay marriage has made some headway recently, now legal in 7 states and Washington, D.C., passing in New York last year and in Washington State just last week. But tonight in New Jersey, it has run into a one-man roadblock.
So what happens now, and what about the other referendums in other states?
There have been 24 or more referenda across the country, and almost every time gay marriage loses. What's really interesting is there's a divide in this country. Younger Americans much more likely to support gay marriage. It's for that reason that often some Christian conservative leaders have even told me they think eventually gay marriage will be nationalized in this country.
So younger tend to vote in favor of it, and then there's a divide with older.
Exactly right.
Okay, thank you, Dan. And still ahead here on World News, the diet drug that helped this man lose 165 pounds. Is this the magic bullet for curing obesity? And the 4th graders who took on Hollywood and Hollywood buckled. Our persons of the week.
This is ABC World News with Diane Sawyer, brought to you by CVS Pharmacy.
I'm Tom.
I'm Sue. I'm Carol.
And this is my CVS pharmacist.
I found out I had cancer.
Diabetes.
I had a heart attack.
So I needed help with my medications.
Because mixing them
can be dangerous.
Not with Maria around.
Not with Pete.
Not with Nakia.
Alerting you to potential drug interactions. Another reason to transfer your prescriptions today.
I'm Sue, and I bring all my prescriptions to my CVS.
Where's your road to happiness? What if the first step on that road is a bowl of soup? Delicious Campbell's soups fill you with vegetable nutrition, farm-grown ingredients, and can help you keep a healthy weight. Campbell's, it's amazing what soup can do.
That was me, trying to be discreet with my vial and syringe. Me, drawing my insulin dose. And me, the day I discovered Novolog FlexPen.
FlexPen is pre-filled with your mealtime insulin. Dial the exact dose. Inject by pushing a button.
No vials, syringes, or coolers to carry. FlexPen is insulin delivery my way.
Novolog is a fast-acting insulin used to control high blood sugar in adults and children with diabetes. Do not inject if you do not plan to eat within 5 to 10 minutes after injection to avoid low blood sugar. Tell your healthcare provider about all medicines you take and all of your medical conditions, including if you are pregnant or breastfeeding. The most common side effect is low blood sugar. Other possible side effects include reactions at the injection site. Get medical help right away if you experience serious allergic reactions, body rash, trouble with breathing, fast heartbeat, or sweating.
With FlexPen, vial and syringe are in the past.
Ask your doctor about Novolog FlexPen, covered by 90% of insurance plans, including Medicare.
If you're one of those folks that gets heartburn and then treats day after day, well, that's like checking on your burgers after they're burned.
Treat your frequent heartburn by blocking the acid with Prilosec OTC.
And don't get heartburn in the first place.
1 pill a day, 24 hours, 0 heartburn.
We want to tell you about a drug recall involving all infant Tylenol, more than 500,000 bottles. The problem is not with the Tylenol medicine, but the newly designed bottles. They were supposed to make it easier to measure the correct dose, allowing parents to draw the exact dose into the syringe like that. But if parents push the syringe too hard, they push the bottle's protective cover into the medicine. It's the latest in a string of recalls for Johnson & Johnson. And big news tonight for a weight loss pill with a lot of promise. It is called Cunexa, but it has side effects. So next week, the government experts will have to recommend whether it should be approved for release or not. ABC's Cecilia Vega tells us about the risks and rewards.
It's the tiny pill that promises to be a silver bullet that melts the pounds away. 20-year-old Fraser Harzell took the drug and went from this to this, losing 165 pounds in just 1 year.
Every year I'd gain more and more, and I always tried to go on diets.
For Candace Prince, it meant losing 50 pounds from this to this, also in about a year. Both were taking a version of the diet pill called Cunexa, a drug once rejected by the FDA for safety concerns. But it's now being considered for approval for everyone.
I went from 390 pounds to 225 pounds. It definitely changed my life.
The makers of Cunexa know that after dieting, a crushing 80% of us end up putting the pounds right back on. The drug maker says their pill will help people lose at least 5% of their body weight, though some say they gain the weight back after stopping the pill. But Cunexa's benefits may go beyond weight loss. It also claims to lower blood pressure, cut down the risk for diabetes, and improve disruptive sleep apnea.
If approved, Cunexa would be the most potent medicine we would have on the market to treat obesity. The currently available drugs are not very effective.
And the list of possible side effects is long, from memory loss and confusion to increased heart rate and birth defects. The track record of diet drugs is strewn with deaths and lawsuits. In 1997, it was widely popular Fen-Phen, pulled off the market because it caused heart damage. The scandal and the $13 billion settlement left the drug industry gun-shy about developing new drugs to help shed pounds. Skeptics are still leery.
I think diet drugs really fall squarely in the category of it's too good to be true.
But Frazier says he never had any serious side effects. For him, it just worked.
It was great for me. It can do amazing things for you.
Next week, the government's top experts will hear more on whether Cunexa should be available for you. Cecilia Vega, ABC News, Los Angeles.
And we will have their recommendation next week. Still ahead, powerful tornadoes, winds of 300,000 miles per hour. Amazing new images from the surface of the sun.
Lately, there's been a seismic shift in what passes for common sense. Used to be, we socked money away and expected it to grow. Then the world changed, and the common sense of retirement planning became anything but common. Fortunately, TD Ameritrade's investment consultants can help you build a plan that fits your life. Take control by opening a new account or rolling over an old 401k today, and we'll throw in up to $600. How's that for common sense?
It's simple physics. A body at rest tends to stay at rest, while a body in motion tends to stay in motion. Staying active can actually ease arthritis symptoms, but if you have arthritis, staying active can be difficult. Prescription Celebrex can help relieve arthritis pain so your body can stay in motion, because just one 200 milligram Celebrex a day can provide 24-hour relief for many with arthritis pain and inflammation. Plus, in clinical studies, Celebrex is proven to improve daily physical function so moving is easier. And Celebrex is not a narcotic. When it comes to relieving your arthritis pain, you and your doctor need to balance the benefits with the risks. All prescription NSAIDs like Celebrex, ibuprofen, naproxen, and meloxicam have the same cardiovascular warning. They all may increase the chance of heart attack or stroke, which can lead to death. This chance increases if you have heart disease or risk factors such as high blood pressure or when NSAIDs are taken for long periods. NSAIDs, including Celebrex, increase the chance of serious skin or allergic reactions or stomach and intestine problems such as bleeding and ulcers, which can occur without warning and may cause death. Patients also taking aspirin and the elderly are at increased risk for stomach bleeding and ulcers. Do not take Celebrex if you've had an asthma attack, hives, or other allergies to aspirin, NSAIDs, or sulfonamides. Get help right away if you have swelling of the face or throat or trouble breathing. Tell your doctor your medical history and find an arthritis treatment for you. Visit Celebrex.com and ask your doctor about Celebrex for a body in motion.
Eggland's best eggs, the best in nutrition, just got better.
Now with even more of the vitamins your body needs, like vitamin D.
Plus omega-3s.
There's one important ingredient that hasn't changed.
Better taste.
Eggland's best. Better taste, better nutrition, the better egg.
This is Coach Parker, whose nonstop day starts with back pain and a choice. Take Advil now and maybe up to 4 in a day. Or choose Aleve and 2 pills for a day free of pain. Way to go, Coach.
So here's a test for you. If Americans invited another country over for dinner, which country would it be? Which would we all choose? Well, a Gallup poll has found that Americans are simply head over heels for Canada. 96% have a favorable view of Canada, the best showing of any country ever in the survey. But our ardor has cooled wildly for China, which had the biggest drop, falling 6 points to 41%. Egypt and Cuba gained some ground. They gained the most approval, and the least favorite country, no surprise there, Iran. And we have a new champion tonight. It is official, crowned the hottest pepper in the world. It is the Trinidad Moruga scorpion, New Mexico State University tests the power of peppers and found the scorpion has 1.2 million heat units. And that makes it 240 times hotter than a jalapeno. And where there's a dare, there is a daredevil eager to try it.
Oh man, right here. It's burning. The top of my tongue is just frying.
We're told, by the way, the scorpion is so hot it actually burned through the latex gloves of the testers. And those pictures we are used to seeing from fearless storm chasers here on Earth, but these caught on tape by NASA. These are twisters dancing on the surface of the sun, winds up to 300,000 miles per hour. Each funnel cloud is the size of the Earth itself. They just look like the tornadoes we know, but inside they are a fierce cauldron of churning magnetic fields. And you are really not in Kansas anymore. There. Coming up, those fourth graders who inspired change in the world because of Dr. Seuss, how they took on Hollywood and won our Person of the Week.
Memory foam was invented when man first walked on the moon. At CERTA, we thought it was time someone reinvented it. Introducing the iComfort Sleep System by CERTA, featuring the world's first memory foam infused with our micro-support gel. For cooling comfort and extra support where you need it most. The iComfort Sleep System by CERTA, and for a limited time, get a free CERTA luxury blanket when you buy any iComfort mattress. Visit a CERTA retailer or CERTA.com today.
I stepped on the machine, and it showed me the pressure points on my feet and exactly where I needed more support.
I had tired, achy feet until I got my number, my Dr. Scholl's custom fit orthotics number.
Now I'm a believer.
You'll be a believer too. Learn where to find your number at drscholls.com.
There he is, poised to discover Plum Amazins, the amazing alternative to raisins and cranberries with more fiber, less sugar, and a way better glycemic index. He's clearly enjoying one of the planet's most amazing superfruits.
Hey, keep it down, mate. You wake the kids.
Plum Amazins, new from Sunsweet.
If you think Tylenol is the pain reliever orthopedic doctors recommend most for arthritis pain, think again and take Aleve. It's the one doctors recommend most for arthritis pain. 2 pills can last all day.
That right there reminds you why you fell in love with her in the first place and why you still feel the same. But your erectile dysfunction, that could be a question of blood flow. Cialis for daily use helps you be ready anytime the moment's right. You can be more confident in your ability to be ready. And the same Cialis is the only daily ED tablet approved to treat ED and symptoms of BPH, like needing to go frequently or urgently. Tell your doctor about all your medical conditions and medications and ask if your heart is healthy enough for sexual activity. Do not take Cialis if you take nitrates for chest pain, as this may cause an unsafe drop in blood pressure. Do not drink alcohol in excess with Cialis. Side effects may include headache, upset stomach, delayed backache, or muscle ache. To avoid long-term injury, seek immediate medical help for an erection lasting more than 4 hours. If you have any sudden decrease or loss in hearing or vision, or if you have any allergic reactions, such as rash, hives, swelling of the lips, tongue, or throat, or difficulty breathing or swallowing, stop taking Cialis and get medical help right away. Ask your doctor about Cialis for daily use and a 30-tablet free trial.
For many, Nexium helps relieve heartburn symptoms caused by acid reflux disease. Osteoporosis-related bone fractures and low magnesium levels have been seen with Nexium. Possible side effects include headache, diarrhea, and abdominal pain. Other serious stomach conditions may still exist. Talk to your doctor about Nexium.
Coming up next on today's Channel 6 News, live at 6, another heavy hitter for the GOP makes a stop right here in Idaho, and I talk one-on-one with Mitt Romney about his chances of pulling off a win in the gem state.
And looks like we might get some wet weather coming our way this weekend. Stay tuned.
Persons of the Week. We all know about the power of a book to fire up a young mind with possibility. Well, now, the story of fourth graders in Brookline, Massachusetts, who were inspired by a popular children's book to take on Hollywood, and they won. Here's ABC's Abby Boudreau.
When you've loved a book, really loved it, like 9 and 10-year-olds in Mr. Wells' class, what do you do when the grown-ups are getting it all wrong? The book? The Lorax. The ultimate Dr. Seuss environmental hero, the only voice who speaks for the trees, as a greedy factory owner chops down every truffula tree in the forest. L-O-R-A-S. When the kids found out the book was going to be a movie,
The Lorax.
They then checked out the movie's website. And the kids didn't see the Lorax speaking out about anything but tickets and online games. Not one mention of the environment.
We are the changers that said we speak for the trees.
And they did, launching a petition online.
In 1 minute, it went up like 100.
The kids put their petition on change.org, the same site that helped Molly Catchpole bring an end to those new bank fees at Bank of America, and helped draw Hillary Clinton's attention to the plight of women drivers in Saudi Arabia.
How amazing is that for you?
It's remarkable.
Change.org CEO, 31-year-old Ben Rattray, says regular people rallying against the people in charge is what it's all about, even if the people are fourth graders.
So we have hundreds of petitions every day that are launched.
Hundreds?
Yeah, hundreds, and 10,000 a month are launched. What's exciting for us right now is taking people in everyday communities to change the things they didn't think possible.
The petition is going crazy.
And it seems adults remember the Lorax, too. Tens of thousands signed the kids' petition.
Go Lorax on 3. 1, 2, 3. Go!
And the impossible? Not so impossible. Alongside the movie clips on their website, Universal Studios now has tips for what children can do to help save the planet.
We're not just kids, we can be really powerful in many different ways.
But look out! Now that they know the power of their own voices, they may not stop.
I'd like us to help save the stray dogs. They should stop making phone books if you don't want them.
Setting out to change the world, one petition at a time. Abby Boudreau, ABC News, Los Angeles.
It has begun, and so we choose Mr. Wells' fourth grade class. And by the way, the Hollywood giant Universal Studios has invited them and other fourth graders at the school to a screening of the Lorax next week. We thank you for watching. We're always on at abcnews.com, and later a special 2-hour 2020 One Moment in Time, The Life of Whitney Houston. It begins at 9 p.m. Eastern. And don't forget, David Muir will be right back here tomorrow. Hope you have a great weekend. We'll see you again next week.
Today's Channel 6 News, live at 6. With 10 minutes of nonstop news and your precision forecast starts now.
Boise plays host to another Republican heavyweight. In tonight's big story live at 6, we have team coverage of Mitt Romney's Boise campaign stump.
The third presidential candidate to swing through the gem state this week.
Today, former Massachusetts Governor Mitt Romney stumped for votes in Boise. In tonight's big story, Jensen was at the rally for the Republican hopeful and joins us live.
Yeah, Dawn and Michelle, this room was packed earlier today. Supporters lined up starting 2 hours before the event was scheduled to begin for a chance to meet the person they hope will become the nation's next president. After loud cheers from the audience, Romney made a brief introduction about his love for the gem state, then got right to the point, asking GOP voters to get involved in the Idaho caucus.
You listen to a speech or two, and then you get to vote. And I need your vote because I want to be president.
He then turned the focus on President Obama, saying it should be up to citizens to run health care.
I think he thinks the government knows better than we do how to manage our own health care. The government should guide our health care system, tell us what kind of health care insurance we can have, tell us what kind of treatment we can have. Look, if I'm president, I will repeal Obamacare and return the responsibility of health care to the citizens of America.
Calling himself a deficit hawk, Romney then turned his focus to the other GOP candidates, particularly Santorum.
If you want a fiscal conservative, you can't vote for Rick Santorum because he's not. He's not a deficit hawk. He says he's not a deficit hawk. I am. I'm a fiscal conservative. I'll balance the budget. I'll get America back on track economically.
And in an election cycle with a series of singing candidates, Romney instead opted to speak the words to America the Beautiful, appealing to the reverence for the Constitution of his conservative base.
That sees beyond the years, patriot dream that sees beyond the years. The idea of the songwriter was that the patriots, the founding fathers, when they wrote the Constitution and the Declaration of Independence, were not just writing for their times.
Governor Otter told reporters that earlier in the day, Mitt Romney's private fundraising event raised more than $300,000. Live in Boise, Tina Jensen, today's Channel 6 News.